What a week it's been. Let's go ahead and bring in Sara Hsu. She's the CEO of China Rising Capital Forecast. The debrief, she joins us via Skype from Knoxville, Tennessee. Sara, thanks for joining us. The U.S. taking the lead this week in terms of the number of confirmed cases anywhere in the world. Not a first place you'd really want to be in. And as we heard from John Terrett, the market's really reacting to that.
For sure. It's been a tough week. It's been, a tough few weeks actually for the U.S. And, we've been, many cities have been in a lockdown, and people are not going out as much, especially in New York City, which has been hit the hardest by coronavirus. There's a lot of teaching and learning online. Other people are simply staying at home, trying to work at home. And we also know that the jobless numbers are up. That is a real concern as well.
We have this now $2 trillion economic relief package. What's good about it and what's it lacking in your opinion?
Well, it's a really large stimulus bill. It's the largest, as Nathan mentioned, in U.S. history. Still, some people view it as not being sufficient. We have the New York State Governor, Andrew Cuomo, calling it, insufficient for New York State in terms of the amount of funds that they require. Since it's been hit by far the hardest. It's suffered a lot of deaths in the past 24 hours and before that. I think that though there should be something in it for everybody, whether it's a little bit or a bigger amount. There is $377 billion to lend to small businesses that they may not have to repay if they use it to pay wages, which is something that is highly desirable to keep people employed. We also see that there is a top up to state unemployment benefits. There are benefits to state and local governments, with no state getting less than $1.5 billion. So that is some sort of salve for hurting state governments. We see that there is a boost in terms of healthcare providers, grants, aid to airlines. There's also going to be some aid to individuals and families. And so there's a lot of things in there. Nancy Pelosi has stated that, it's only the beginning, the tip of the iceberg in terms of stimulus. So I think, it's off to a good start, and we'll see what has yet to come.
India, with its 500 cases, locked down the entire country of 1.3 billion people this week for 21 days. That's something China did not do. What do you think will be the consequences of that?
Well, I think it's going to be really tough for a lot of people in India. There are many people who are already living day to day. A lot of small businesses rely on income day to day, even more so than in the U.S., if one can imagine that. And so there are going to be a lot of people who are really suffering, trying to make ends meet. Hopefully, communities will find a way to pull together to assist people in need, even with the presence of social distancing. I think that's going to be really hard for many Indians, and it's also going to provide the government with additional pressure for fiscal stimulus and aid to hurting families and hurting businesses.
Hong Kong this week reported new imported cases after the region was flagged as an example of how to keep the virus at bay. This is a massive global financial hub.
Yeah, it's something that is another shock for Hong Kong. It also is something that has mainland Chinese sort of on edge, especially in the coastal provinces, with the question of, what if more cases pop up due to imported cases or, the recurrence of COVID-19. It shows that we're really not out of the woods yet in Asia, especially in the China area. And it is, nerve-wracking to policymakers in Hong Kong as well as the mainland, just hoping that they can keep the situation under control.
The Tokyo Olympics, Summer Olympics delay, that was probably inevitable. What are the economic consequences of that, do you think?
Well, there's going to be a fallout for Tokyo. It was a big boost that Tokyo was really hoping for, and it's something that a lot of athletes have really been working up to. I think that it's something that, it's been delayed. It's something that they can plan on in the future. But I think for a lot of businesses that have made plans to ramp up production for the Olympics, it's got to be a huge disappointment for them.
All right, Sara Hsu from China Rising Capital Forecast joining us from Knoxville. Thank you so much.
Thank you.